Godzilla's greatest roar, the sound of doom. The video opens with a serene, moonlit cityscape. Streets are empty, lights flicker softly, and there's an eerie calm. Suddenly, a subtle tremor shakes a glass of water on a table. Birds scatter from rooftops. The ground rumbles louder, and before anyone can react, the iconic, earth-shattering roar of Godzilla pierces the night. Hey folks, ever felt the ground shake beneath your feet from just a sound? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving deep into the legendary roar of the king of monsters himself, Godzilla. From its humble beginnings to its earth-quaking evolution, this is the sound that has echoed through cinemas and our hearts for decades. Let's get roaring. The birth of an iconic sound. Alright, let's rewind the clock back to 1954. Post-World War II Japan was grappling with the aftermath of nuclear devastation. Out of this, a legend was born. Godzilla wasn't just another monster. He was a symbol, a massive, rampaging metaphor for nuclear destruction and nature's wrath against humanity's hubris. Talk about deep stuff, right? Now, creating a creature that embodies such profound themes needed a roar that'd send chills down your spine. Enter Akira Ifukube, the genius composer behind Godzilla's iconic sound. But here's the kicker. They didn't have fancy digital tech back then. So, how did they do it? Picture this. Ifukube took a leather glove, coated it in pine tar resin, sticky stuff, and rubbed it along the strings of a double bass. The result? That otherworldly, haunting roar that sounded both familiar and alien. It was raw, spine-tingling, and absolutely perfect. Evolution of the roar through the ages. Moving through the Showa era, Godzilla's roar underwent subtle changes. The limitations of tech back then meant they had to get creative. The roar varied in pitch and length, sometimes higher, sometimes more drawn out. It reflected not just the monster's evolution but the changing times. And let's be honest, those vintage roars have a special place in our hearts. Jumping ahead to the Heisei era, technology had leapt forward. Sound designers could now make the roar more aggressive, more powerful. They beefed it up, adding layers to make it resonate deeper. Godzilla wasn't just a metaphor anymore, he was a force to be reckoned with, and his roar showed it. In the Millennium era, they decided to blend the classic with the new. Think of it like a remix of your favorite old-school jam. They incorporated digital effects while still honoring the original sound. The result was a roar that paid homage to the past but thrilled modern audiences. A win-win. And now, in the Reiwa era and with legendary pictures on board, we've got some cinematic masterpieces. Collaborations between Japanese and Hollywood studios brought cutting-edge sound design to the table. Movies like Godzilla, King of the Monsters delivered roars that you didn't just hear, you felt them in your bones. They used everything from state-of-the-art synthesizers to sounds of actual animals to craft that perfect roar. The science behind the roar. Okay, science time. Ever wondered why Godzilla's roar gives you goosebumps? Let's break it down. The roar spans a wide frequency spectrum, blending low-frequency rumbles with high-pitched screeches. It's like combining the growl of a lion with the trumpet of an elephant, then amplifying it 100 times. This combination creates a sound that's both primal and terrifying. But it's not just about the sound waves, it's about how they mess with our brains. Low-frequency sounds, known as infrasound, can induce feelings of fear and anxiety. It's why horror movies use them to build tension. Godzilla's roar taps into this instinctive fear, making our hearts race even when we know it's just a movie. Talk about effective filmmaking. Cultural impact of Godzilla's roar. Godzilla's roar isn't just a movie sound effect, it's a global icon. Think about it. People who've never even seen a Godzilla movie can recognize that roar. It's been used in commercials, parodied in shows like The Simpsons, and even sampled in music tracks. How cool is that? But beyond the fame, the roar carries weighty symbolism. It's the cry of nature striking back, a warning about environmental disregard. In a way, every time Godzilla roars, he's reminding us of the consequences of our actions. It's deep stuff wrapped in cinematic gold. Behind the scenes, I got the chance to dig into some interviews with modern sound designers. These folks are wizards. They talked about the challenge of updating the roar. On one hand, they wanted to honor the legacy, on the other, they needed to wow contemporary audiences. Balancing nostalgia with innovation wasn't easy, but boy, did they deliver. Today, they use a mix of everything. synthesizers, software, even animal sounds. Imagine blending the roar of a tiger, the screech of a whale, and some metallic scraping sounds. Then, they layer and tweak until it feels just right. It's like cooking up the perfect audio stew. Fan experiences and interpretations. Now, let's talk about you guys, the fans. There's nothing like seeing the reactions of fans hearing Godzilla's roar for the first time in a new movie. Eyes widen, jaws drop, and sometimes there's that involuntary, whoa. I've seen compilation videos where theaters erupt in cheers right after the roar echoes. Gives you goosebumps. Godzilla's roar has made its way into so many facets of pop culture. Video games? Check. TV shows and cartoons? You bet. From references in Ready Player One to appearances in Rick and Morty, the roar is everywhere. It's been mimicked, remixed, and reimagined by artists and creators worldwide. It's safe to say Godzilla's roar has transcended its original context. The legacy of the roar. So, what makes Godzilla's roar stand the test of time? It's more than just a cool sound effect. It's a piece of cinematic history, a symbol of nature's power, and a bridge between generations of fans. From its analog origins to its digital evolutions, the roar has remained the heartbeat of the Godzilla franchise. In the end, a single sound, a mighty roar, has managed to encapsulate fear, awe, excitement, and nostalgia. It's a testament to the power of sound in storytelling. Godzilla's roar isn't just noise, it's the sound of doom that resonates deeply with all of us. And honestly, we can't get enough of it. Now, I want to hear from you. What's your favorite Godzilla roar moment? Drop it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button, share with your fellow kaiju fans, and don't forget to subscribe for more monster-sized content. Until next time, keep roaring.